Hi, it's Arlie. I have had another of my shower thoughts, and I had to write this one down because it's a little complicated. And also, I have some thoughts about my mother, and if that's triggering for you, and it might be, and no judgment, I'll try to write sort of a synopsis in the description, so you can just skip this video and just read the description. But this is all part of my little series of why I don't like my own artwork. So thanks for watching. Thanks for at least watching this much. And here we go. Okay. I am going to read this. I don't like scripts, but I don't want to miss anything, so I wrote it out. And I'll just have the audio play over another painting video so you have something to look at while I talk. As you may or may not know, I've been doing these shower thoughts videos, working through the question, why don't I like my own art? And I realized something about myself today in the shower, literally. It's part of my personality, but in this case, it's preventing me from succeeding. And here's another little sidebar. Sorry, but I have to do it, and then I promise I'll come back. In the 12-step programs like AA, one of the steps, the fourth step, is to make a fearless moral inventory of yourself. And I guess that's what I've been doing with this shower thoughts thing. In the mid-'80s, when I did Al-Anon, which is a 12-step program designed to help friends and family of alcoholics, I did my inventory step with my sponsor, and I discovered that everything that was in the defects column was a quality that I also liked about myself, but I was just not operating it correctly. That each of these Arlie qualities was both an asset and a defect, and it was my job to adjust them, to bring them into balance. For example, I like that I'm bluntly honest. I think it's a good quality. However, I don't like it when I hurt others by being blunt or by saying too much. So I am working on my inner editor, and if I do blurt and hurt, most of the time I'll go back and apologize or clarify. And I make sure my close friends know that I am like this, and I try not to hang around people with thin skin. The asset/defect idea is a classic job interview question too. Tell me about your weaknesses, they might say. And then you pivot to make it sound like you're talking about your weakness, but you turn it around to make it sound like it's a strength. And you say things like, I'm punctual to a fault, or I have so many ideas about how to improve something that sometimes I come across as bossy. So that's my sidebar. Back to the art thing. Kind of back to the art thing. When I was a little hippie kid running around like a wild animal, my mom told me that you can look in someone's eyes and know whether you can trust them. And also, she told me, that gushy people are never to be trusted. This isn't the part where I'm critical about my mom, by the way. I'll get to that. There's a character in David Byrnes' True Stories movie, one of my favorite movies of all time, and the original music is great. The character is over the top, sweet, and gushy. She's absolutely insufferable. And when she goes on a date with the protagonist, played by John Goodman, he performs an existential country song that he wrote, and she said, I can't live with that kind of sadness, and then she left. I think her saccharine sweet act is a veneer, a mask, over her extreme sadness as a defense mechanism. And until she can acknowledge the yin and yang balance of dark and light, or sweet and sad, then she'll keep getting sweeter and sweeter and fall right over the edge of sweetness. She's imbalanced. Maybe I'm also imbalanced, but the opposite way from the lady in the movie. I enjoy being a grump. I have a dark sense of humor and I never gush. But maybe I need to stop saying, I can't live with that kind of sweetness and look for balance. Maybe I've denied a sweetness within myself, and that's why I run from it in my life. I feel so uncomfortable with compliments. They make me want to stop doing whatever it is I'm being complimented on, or I deflect the compliment. Someone might say, "That's a nice shirt," and then I would say, "Oh, I got it at Target for $10. But rarely will I just say, "Thank you." It feels like a survival thing. Don't trust a compliment because they're trying to manipulate you. It's fake. The different voices that play in my head when I do art or when I do anything, they push and pull and dismiss and criticize, but I'm missing the cheerleader voice. None of the voices in my head are complimenting my work. I told my husband this idea. He's very astute. He said, "But cheerleaders are fake." Okay, so I need the Arlie version of a cheerleader. She's thoughtful, helpful, gives compliments, she's encouraging. And then I realized what's missing, the nice mom. She's proud of me. I can do no wrong. I bet I don't have that voice in my head because I have no experience of it. My mom was pretty horrible to me, but I don't want to get sidetracked talking bad about her. So I'll just tell you that we are basic friends today because she has worked hard to stay sober for more than 45 years, and I respect that. But we'll never be loving and close. What goes along with being raised wild is that I never had anyone checking my homework or artwork or anything I did to tell me that it was well done or beautiful. No one put my drawings up on the fridge. Even the goofy hippie schools I went to didn't have letter grades, just narrative evaluations. I finally went to a regular public school for the last 2 years of high school, and it was amazing to have my schoolwork and homework graded. Clear expectations, clear results. It was amazing. I think this is the last bit of thinking I needed to do before I show you my cast of characters that comprise the little head committee that blabs at me while I do art. The cast that is missing the nice mom. I'm not looking for pity or anything. I just like to think about stuff. And I'm not sure why I'm sharing this with the whole world. I just feel like it might help bring understanding to someone going through something similar. This morning I had oatmeal for breakfast. And the way I make it, it's salty and sweet. It's so good. I want to be balanced like that. Salty and sweet.